Welcome, everybody. Happy Halloween. It is October 31st, 2023. We're really excited to have our friends from Munro Safety Apparel with us, and they are going to talk about launching multi-store B2B e-commerce on Znode. As always, we're going to quickly walk through the agenda. So from a housekeeping perspective, this webinar is being recorded. This will be shared out via email, or a link to this will be shared out via email to anyone who signed up for the webinar. And as always, these webinars are being hosted on the Znode YouTube channel. In a few minutes, we're going to go through introductions, and then we're actually going to have some Q&A, and we're going to hear about the Munro Safety Apparel story. After that, we'll get into a quick demo. And as always, we're going to have some Q&A at the end. And then if we have time, the lightning round today is going to be about Halloween costumes. So without further ado, let's get into introductions. Destiny and Erica, welcome. Do you want to quickly give an introduction of who you are and what you do at Munro Safety Apparel?
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Destiny. I am the e-commerce manager for Munro Safety Apparel. I've been with the company about 3 years. And on a daily basis, I work to build websites for our accounts-based customers. So.
My name's Erica Crater. I am one of the B2B account managers here. I've been with the company about 10 years. I manage some of our larger accounts and customers, and then I also work hand in hand with Destiny to build new customer platforms in Znode.
Awesome. Well, welcome both of you. Hello, everyone. I'm Tom Fleural. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Commerce, the parent company of Znode. And I work with a lot of onboarding our customers and work with a lot of our customers, and it's great to be with you today. So Destiny and Erica, tell us a little bit about Munro Safety Apparel, and probably most importantly, tell us about the business model, how you go to market, how e-commerce plays into that business model.
Sure. So Munro's is a family-owned and operated business. We were actually founded in 1928 as a dry cleaning company for the Southeast Texas region. In 1976, we launched our safety apparel division, and we are located sort of in the capital of the petrochemical industry. We have a lot of refineries in our area. So our safety apparel division works to supply those refineries and chemical plants with flame-resistant clothing. That's clothing that protects the employee. We also sell boots and other PPE items as well. And our goal really with the e-commerce platform is to build unique website experiences for our customers that are defined by their uniform program. And so we service accounts of up to 2,000 people, sometimes 2,000 employees, all with their own unique set of data that determines their uniform eligibility, the number of garments that they can get per year. So that's sort of the background on Munro Safety and what we work in on a daily basis.
Got it. Makes sense. And I know in the uniform category, it's often called programs. You don't really talk about e-commerce. You talk about managing customer-specific catalogs typically, which I believe are probably set up by you, Erica, when you're working with the customers in procurement. Is that right?
Correct. We work with the employees and the different customers to come to an agreed uniform program, garments that they want to offer to their employees. And then from there, I take that agreement and we turn it into a website and develop a catalog specifically for them.
Got it. Catalog, and then you also launch that unique web store specific to those employees as well, correct?
Correct. Yeah, and those web stores can be different from store to store.
Mm-hmm.
They have different methods of payment, different what we call currencies, and different shipping options,
garment customizations.
Correct.
The list goes on and on.
Yeah. So each store itself is sort of its own standalone unique store with a lot of differences from store to store. So
got it. Yeah, the differences, I'm assuming, are the traditional business contract rules. You work with procurement, they say these are the shipping terms, these are the prices we negotiate, this is the catalog or the program we negotiate, but it really comes down to traditional B2B contract terms being applied at a store level, correct?
Yes.
Now, curious, do you also apply that at a profile or a specific user level? So if you have somebody who is working for ExxonMobil in the field, do they get a different catalog than somebody who's working for ExxonMobil, maybe in an office?
Absolutely. Yeah. Usually within, I would say, one website, there's usually anywhere between 4 to 6 different profile types, all with different catalog availability. Within the petrochem industry, you have certain people that can wear certain garments and then other fields that cannot, due to the safety ratings of the clothing. So we do have to limit that per profile.
Got it. Got it. That's interesting. So lots of, it seems simple. It's just a website, but the reality is behind it, there's lots of complexity in who logs in, what they get to see, what the price is, et cetera.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Got it. Well, then I have to ask as always, so why Znode?
So with Znode, we were really drawn to the ability to streamline so many processes. With our previous provider, we were doing a lot of manual labor day in and day out to maintain these user profiles and their availability of points. And a lot of just manual order tracking. It was a very laborious process. With Znode, we were able to custom develop a voucher system for the individual employees, and it has just streamlined so much for us, our workloads. We are able to restrict vouchers based on the category of products. So it's just really, it's taken a lot of guesswork out of it, and it's made maintaining these programs and the individual users' allotments year over year a lot easier for us. So I'd also say that another issue that we ran into with our previous platform was that, again, these websites were built as standalone websites. With Znode, we were drawn also to the PIM, and that all that product data was all housed in one convenient location. So if we have a product update or something goes on back order, it's very easy for us to go in and make those updates quickly and publish and know that those updates are executed across all of the stores without having to log into each standalone website. So that was another big pull for us.
It makes a lot of sense. So yeah, rather than logging into 8 different admin consoles, you can centrally manage all of your stores from one location.
Yeah, just to give you an idea, so on our previous e-commerce platform, we were running about 40 unique stores. Each admin that had access to those stores had to log in every time they needed to get in, check orders, change the order status, change a product. That was very time consuming in and of itself, just the process to log into the websites and gain access to handle daily tasks.
And just to add on to that is the catalogs with those individual websites. We would start from scratch each time with a catalog. So we would have to build each catalog from the ground up 40 times over again.
Wow.
So it got very time consuming.
What would you quantify then? If you think about speed to market, it's hard to tie ROI to that necessarily, but what was the time in the past that it took to launch a store versus today, if you could quantify that?
I would say a catalog in the previous platform probably took anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks to build. Now with the PIM, we're able to build a catalog for a store within a matter of hours. So it really helps with that. And then we're going to also expand on the voucher process and how that's really helped simplify our life as well a little bit later on. So we'll give you an idea on that too. But it's just made a lot of our daily tasks a lot more efficient.
Nice. Well, do you want a demo? Do you want to actually show us how the system works?
Sure.
Sounds good. I'll stop sharing and I'll let you take control here.
Can you see our screen?
Looks good.
Okay, so we're just in a user profile here. We wanted to show the voucher feature that we had Znode custom developed for us. this was a big driving factor in our decision to switch platforms, because as Destiny mentioned, we don't have very much flexibility with our current platform. We're doing a lot of manual work. For instance, a lot of our customers give new allotments every January 1 of the year. We would have to bring all of our websites down and then manually update all of this data, which would include, clearing out any remaining balances people had on their profiles and then importing or updating those user profiles. Whereas this voucher feature essentially manages itself. It's something that we set up one time when the user profile is set up, and then year over year, it will manage itself. So we can do up to 6 different vouchers, all of which can be restricted to categories. They are restricted to a store. Each user profile is restricted to a store and catalog as well. For instance, we can set these points up to automatically renew. We can give them whatever name we would like, how many points. A lot of our customers do not assign a dollar amount to their customers. They instead assign a uniform allotment, say 5 uniforms. So that's where these points come into play. A lot of our customers don't want the employee to know how much they're paying for their uniforms, so they prefer to just give them that allotment rather than a dollar amount. The employee never sees a dollar amount when placing an order. That's something that we take up with procurement in our billing department. We can set an anniversary date. What this anniversary date does is this is the day that the voucher is going to be issued to the customer. So once this day rolls around, which we went ahead and did it for today, this voucher will trigger to the customer profile, and then it will email the customer to let them know they have a new voucher available. Our points duration in days, this sets the expiration date of the voucher. And then the voucher renewal frequency in month. What this does is tells this anniversary field that every 12 months it needs to be updated. So once 12 months has passed, this time next year, 10/31 of 24, it will issue another voucher to the customer. So as I said, it kind of manages itself. It's not something that we have to go in and update that every October 31st or January 1 or whatever day it is set to. So this is what helps this system kind of be self-sufficient. And this was a huge help for us. As Destiny also mentioned, and we talked about, there are different customer types, some of which are restricted to only certain garments due to safety ratings, or if the company just wants to offer them to a certain group of people. So we have the ability to restrict the voucher to a category. So that is where we would put the category code here. And then there's an option if they want to email the customer every time they get a voucher. We do have some companies that they don't want them to know when they have a voucher. They would rather them have to go dig for it themselves.
Just from a budgetary standpoint.
Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense.
And then is the voucher active? We can deactivate any kind of annual rollover or anything like that. And like I said, we did 6 different versions of this. So a lot of our customers, I would say, utilize anywhere between 3 and 5 of these. I don't think we have any customers that actually utilize all 6. Normally it's uniforms, an outerwear voucher, and then a boot voucher. So those are our biggest ones that we deal with.
Different parts of the uniform, like boots, they get 1 pair of boots per period of time. Makes sense. And you mentioned custom development, but as I'm looking at this, I'm actually thinking this wasn't largely custom. It was using Znode's attribute engine to build these attributes in and build the rules around the attributes. So it's anytime people hear custom development, they think of maintaining custom code, but it actually looks like this is just attributes within the system that were used to define these. Is that right?
Yeah, I do believe a large part of this was probably out of the box, where we lack internally. We don't have any IT presence on site with us on a daily basis. So Erica and I are great at data entry and creating catalogs and things like that, but this was a little out of our wheelhouse. So the support team has just come alongside us and helped us to really implement this. We've basically told them exactly what we needed it to do and how we wanted it to function, and they put it into play. So yeah, there's probably a lot of truth to that, Tom, that for us, it felt like custom development.
Right.
But yeah, the Znode team helped to implement it. Absolutely.
Yeah. What I'm guessing is that we hear this a lot from prospective customers and customers nowadays, is that they want the flexibility to have the software meet them where they're at in their digital transformation or their B2B journey. And the attribution engine built into Znode allows for custom attributes like date, points, etc., to be built. And it's not actually custom code. It's just using the data structure that is underlying in Znode and the flexibility to meet you where you're at. So rather than have to log into 40 backends and custom build this into each website, you have it centrally located and you can toggle it on and off.
Absolutely.
Makes sense. Anything else you want to demo with the sites today?
Yeah, we'll demo kind of how these vouchers work once they're implemented on the employee profile. Like I said, we have 3 different vouchers on this employee. This is a test user that we use in all of our stores. I went ahead and had 3 vouchers get imported today. So we'll kind of test that out and show you how they work.
Show you what the front end looks like and what the end user is seeing.
Sounds good.
So we'll kind of just place a test order to start with. And then if we have time, we'll kind of come back and run through some of the content that we have available to the different employees.
And Erica, it looks like you're impersonating. So you were in the admin console. You're now impersonating what a shopper would see, but you're actually in control as in this case, like a CSR role.
Correct.
Awesome.
So as we mentioned before, the different catalogs are assigned to the profiles specifically on their job titles. This test user that we have is assigned to a health and safety profile. So you'll notice they have access to the entire catalog plus this additional content right here, this SSHE, which is just an abbreviation for a health and safety department in our industry. So for instance, these red garments are not something that all employees would be eligible to receive. That is something that only a safety department would wear in this industry. So that kind of gives you an idea of how we can remove those from the standard employee profile, and they would not see this category available to them. This is kind of what the landing page looks like. You'll see here that we run in what we call a single dollar point allotment. This is one of those instances where the company does not want the employee to know how much money they're spending on their uniforms. They don't allot them any sort of dollar amount. They allot them a uniform allotment. ExxonMobil in particular normally does 4 uniform sets per year. A shirt is going to be 1 point, a pant is going to be 1 point, and then a coverall, which is a jumpsuit, is 2 points. So an employee can buy a full uniform set for 2 points.
And just to be clear, that point or voucher is their method of payment on the online portal. So like Erica said, the invoicing is all handled through procurement and our billing department.
Makes sense. The company's paying, not the employee.
Correct.
Absolutely. Okay. So here it has all the available sizes listed out for each one of the garments. It has the different colors that are available. So the employee can toggle between these and decide what they want. A lot of times there are different requirements for company uniforms, employee name being one of them. I can't think of any customer that doesn't want to have an employee name listed. They want to know who everybody is while they're in the facility. And then there's some things that are optional for the employees, as far as American and Texas flag, specialty emblems, things like that. So that's where it becomes really customizable within each store. A lot of times these different customers have different sort of customizations, even down to how they want the employee name to read. Some don't care. You can put a nickname. Some are very adamant they want an employee's first and last name. Say an American flag with a white border, not a gold border. So that is what was very appealing to us, is that we could implement those specifications very easily through the Znode PIM. This is one of those where they have the option of how they want to do their their company logo, they can do direct monogramming, or they can do an emblem. Have the option for an American flag and what color border. Same with the Texas flag. And you'll see here, it adds that to our cart. Pants are a little bit more streamlined. There is no customizations when it comes to pants, but you can see there that safety point, they cost 1 point. So with this test user, we did give her uniform points, a boot point, and an outerwear point. So we'll go ahead and add each one of those to our cart. This is a pretty good example of those customizations. On their outerwear, they do not have the option for a company emblem or monogramming. It's strictly monogramming. So again, that was something we needed down to the garment or style. We needed to be able to customize. We do have brick and mortar stores, so we do offer a lot of in-store boot vouchers to our customers. Boots, unfortunately, are something that not a lot of people want to buy online. They want to kind of come in, try them on, walk around in them, see how they like them. So we do offer in-store boot vouchers and
the option to buy the boot online as well.
Yeah.
Sense.
Okay, so I've got 4 items in my cart. Something that I do think that I skipped over that I want to show real quick before we move on to the cart was those 3 voucher fields that I had shown you before. The employee can see which vouchers they have available within their profile. They just go over here, go to safety points, and then they can see which vouchers they have, the amount of points they have on those vouchers, when they start and when they expire. So there's some transparency there with the customer. So we have 1 full uniform set, a jacket, and a boot in our cart. This is what our checkout screen looks like. We do require employees to enter a phone number before placing their order. This particular store only has 1 method of pickup. They pick up here at our Beaumont store. We do have multiple stores that have multiple forms of delivery, whether it be delivered to the facility. We do have route drivers that deliver weekly to facilities. We offer UPS shipping, in-store pickup. So there are a couple of different options. Within some stores, there's even the option to pick up at other store locations.
And I would assume that is shown based upon the profile that this user account would be logged into.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
It's a business.
Yeah, that's again something that we can limit per user and per store.
Makes sense. This is great.
If I scroll down here a little bit, you'll see those vouchers that we were just talking about. The employees don't have to memorize the voucher codes. They're pretty lengthy. It's something that's automatically applied to the order, which is a huge help for our current platform. They have to manually apply those points and vouchers. And a lot of times the employees don't do it. So the order comes through as what we call a supervisor approval. It creates a lot of confusion. Our team has to go and apply the points for them. So this is a huge help for us, that it automatically applies those vouchers.
And it also prevents, if they don't have the voucher available to them, it prevents them from purchasing anything, really. So if they didn't have any points in their safety point bank, they would not be eligible to place the order at all, which again is a budgetary savings for our end user. They're not, basically purchasing uniforms that they're not eligible for. So it helps us to police their allotments on a year-to-date basis.
And so the voucher is stored at a user level when the user logs in as a member of an account.
Correct.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, that's really convenient.
It's tied to their
buying experience.
Right now, there is no restriction for us to put in place where if an employee does not have the available voucher or points, they can't place the order. So people can kind of place orders as they please. And then it's on our team to reach out for approvals and things like that. A lot of times it becomes very manual and very time consuming. I will say, since I manage some of our larger accounts, sometimes I spend up to 3 hours a day just working on approvals for orders that were placed that people are not eligible for. So Znode is going to track and censor those orders.
Got it. Got it.
You'll see here that it removed those 4 points from the order since those vouchers were applied. We'll place this order. Gives you this purchase history screen here. This is what you just placed an order for. The employee will get a copy of this order, and then an email is also triggered to the account manager to let them know an order's been placed. And then from there, the status will go from order received to processing, and then the order will continue to move through our production departments and the channels that it needs to go through before it winds up back in the employee's hands.
Looks great. So I'm looking at time. We have 2 minutes left if we're going to stay on 30 minutes here.
I'd like to highlight real quick, just since we talked about how manual the order process is right now with approvals and things like that, people placing orders that they cannot, that they're not eligible for. We did implement this request more points form. This kind of puts the responsibility back on the employee. If they don't have those points available, they fill this form out. It's sent to their supervisor, and the additional points have to be approved before the employee can place an order. So again, it takes some of that work off of us, and this is a feature that we're very proud of, and we're excited to see how this works.
Well, that's great. And I know that's using the forms builder that's native in Znode. So great
Yes.
application. Nice. Well, this, first of all, wonderful demo. It looks like you've really automated a lot, and it looks like not only is it a great customer experience from how they buy, managing their vouchers, but like the sites look really great and obviously have great speed and certainly meet your business where your business is at. So this is great. And unfortunately, we're running out of time. So I'm going to hold everybody here for 30 more seconds, and we're going to have a quick lightning round. It's Halloween. Did you already do trick or treat? And if you did, or if it was in the past or today, what's the costume?
My family's going trick-or-treating tonight. I'm going to dress up as a witch, a good witch. And my boys are going as John Wick. My 10-year-old is John Wick, and my 5-year-old is Stormtrooper.
Nice.
We had most of our Halloween parties this weekend. No kids, but my Great Dane's going to be a hot dog, and my little mutt is going to be a devil.
Nice. I was a cowboy this weekend, but we're done with trick or treat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, both of you. We really appreciate it. For those of you that are with us on this webinar, this is again, it's being recorded. It'll be on Znode's YouTube channel, probably in about 2 days. And we'll also email a link to everybody that signed up for this. So Destiny, Erica, you guys are great. Thank you so much for your time today.